Am I the whole for getting my coworker fired because I started BCCing myself on every email? I've been at my company for about 8 months, and there's this one coworker who's been making my life difficult since I started. Let's call her Karen because, honestly, she's earned it. Karen isn't my supervisor, but she acts like she is. She's been there for 12 years, and apparently that means she gets to assign me extra work, critique everything I do, and tell people I said things I never said. Multiple times, I've had other coworkers come to me confused about something I told Karen that I definitely never said. The final straw was when my actual manager pulled me into a meeting asking why I had refused to help Karen with the project. I never refused anything. She never even asked me. When I said this, my manager looked uncomfortable and said Karen had forwarded him an email where I was apparently pretty rude about it. I asked to see the email. It was a conversation between me and Karen, except half of my replies were completely different from what I actually wrote. She had been editing my emails before forwarding them to make me look bad. I went to HR and they said without proof, there wasn't much they could do. It was my word against hers. So I started BCCing myself on every single email. My personal Gmail, a new email I made just for this, everything. Every single message I sent had a silent copy going somewhere Karen couldn't see and couldn't touch. Then I started keeping a log. Every interaction documented with dates and times. Every weird assignment she tried to give me, I'd respond an email asking her to confirm the request and BCC my personal address while CCing my manager, asking if this was something he wanted me to prioritize. This went on for 2 months. I was BCCing and documenting absolutely everything like some kind of corporate doomsday prepper. Eventually, Karen made her move. She forwarded another doctored email conversation to my manager and HR, claiming I had called her incompetent and refused to collaborate. She requested a formal meeting about my attitude problem. I showed up to that meeting with printed copies of every original email, my documentation log, and side-by-side comparisons of what I actually wrote versus what she forwarded. 19 separate instances of altered emails over 6 months. The HR rep's face went through about 7 different emotions. My manager just kept saying, "What the hell?" under his breath while flipping through the pages. Karen tried to say I must have edited them myself, but the metadata on my Gmail copies matched the original timestamps perfectly. She couldn't explain that. She was fired 2 days later. It turns out falsifying communications is a pretty serious offense, especially when you've been doing it to multiple people for years. Once they knew what to look for, they found she'd done similar things to at least 3 other coworkers who had quit over the past few years. One of them actually reached out to me on LinkedIn after she heard what happened. She said Karen had made her life so miserable, she left the industry entirely. She cried when I told her Karen was finally gone. I know I handled this the right way. I documented everything and went through proper channels. But part of me feels weird because I knew exactly what I was doing. I was building a case. I wanted to catch her. I set a trap and waited for her to walk into it. My husband says she got herself fired, and I just provided the evidence. My sister says I'm a genius. My mom says I should have just found a new job and that this was all too confrontational. Some of my coworkers have been weird about it. Not mean exactly, but distant. I heard someone say, I'm never putting anything in writing around her, which stung because it's not like I was trying to catch normal people doing normal things. I was defending myself against someone who was actively sabotaging me.